The 501st Legion has been around for many era of Star Wars, starting with the clone trooper 501st Legion, which was led by the talented and inspirational Captain Rex and later Commander Rex. After this, the 501st Legion turned into stormtroopers known as Vaders Fist. They were, of course, led by Darth Vader himself, the Dark Sith Lord. Following Vader's death, the First Order decided to make a 501st Legion. These 501st troopers are new and not very battle-hardened, but they carry a great legacy. They are led by Captain Phasma. This begs the question, which iteration of the 501st Legion is the strongest? Yo, what's going on, gamers? It's your boy, Daily Tactics here, back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, and today we're doing a fan-requested video for this Saturday, and that is every instance of the 501st in a little arena battle. So, we have done Vader's Fist versus Captain Rex's 501st, but now we're adding in a third element, the First Order 501st, led by Captain Phasma. So, Captain Phasma's forces are over here. There are 8 groups of 26 soldiers. Then over here on this side of the battlefield, we have the stormtroopers led by Darth Vader, 8 groups of 26 again. And then over here, we have Captain Rex's 501st, again, 8 groups of 26, and this part of the map is the water. So the 3 sides of the map are all occupied by units, so it should be a pretty even battle in terms of spacing, and we shall see who has the greatest 501st Legion. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you think is going to win? You know, as a Clone Wars fanboy, I want the original Clone Trooper 501st to win. That's who I'm rooting for, but in all honesty, I think that the Vader's Fist Stormtroopers might be the ones to seal the deal. Either way, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Let's try and get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours if we can. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 400K by 2022. And thank you to my Patreons for supporting the channel, in particular Mason for today's video. Link in the description below if you want to become a Patreon member. It is very appreciated, and you get a shout out in videos. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let's get it going. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, gamers, let's go ahead and press start right now, and all of the 501st Legion should begin marching forward. The hero units are not on marching orders. They're gonna chill in the back until the battle erupts basically into incoming fire. I am wondering where on the battlefield the first shots will be fired. It is kind of a toss-up right now. I doubt it'll be down on this side. It'll more likely be near where the stormtroopers are. But for now, no one's firing yet. All units just sort of marching on forward. There's the stormtroopers. Each stormtrooper, of course, squad has an officer in charge of them. Oh, and the first shot's actually getting fired over here between the stormtroopers and the First Order stormtroopers. The First Order has a officer as well leading their charges. Let's see if we can find one. An entire squad of First Order troopers over there going down pretty rapidly. I am having trouble finding one of the officers, but you can tell that they're an officer because they do have a pauldron on, which is kind of cool to see. First Order scattering throughout the ruins of this city. A pretty nice area to be populating, to be honest, in a battle like this. Lots of cover to utilize. Not bad in the slightest. The stormtroopers coming on forward here, not taking as many shots as the First Order is. It looks like they managed to take on the First Order a little bit by surprise there, which is nice. Not to mention, they've actually got the high ground of this little warehouse area. That's not bad in the slightest. That is a really good strat right there to utilize and could pay off considerably well. Let's see, is there any fire between the 501st Clone Trooper Legion and the Stormtroopers? And yes, there is fire coming out from both sides. The Clone Troopers losing a lot of troopers out here in the middle. They have basically no cover right now. Meanwhile, the Stormtroopers do have a ton of cover up here and the high ground. This is a really precarious situation for the Clone Troopers to be in. However, the Clone Troopers over this way did manage to come way farther forward and take out this warehouse district, and they've got some pretty good cover over here, and they're able to fire in at the Stormtroopers over this way. The Stormtroopers right now are killing the game in terms of positioning for sure. I mean, they've got the greatest positioning out of all of these units. Both of their sides of the battlefield have decent numbers in really good positions, like that high ground area over here, and even in the low ground down here, they've got some pretty good areas that they're covering with good cover. So it's not bad in the slightest for them. The First Order is still trapped in this little deserted city area. The units that got caught out on the outside are all kaputs. They're all dead as a doornail. And then the First Order over here actually has this warehouse under their control too, and they seem to be firing out against the Clone Troopers who are attacking them from this way. The Clone Troopers right now are split between basically 3 different fronts. They've got this front over here pushing the First Order warehouse. They've got a front in the middle, which is hanging on to this fence area. This is actually a good front right here. And then they have their final front over here, which took a considerable number of losses, but now they're pushing forward, trying to get to that cover over here. Pretty good strat, you know, coming back from pretty much disaster at the beginning of the battle. They're trying to, you know, climb their way out of that disaster. The Stormtroopers down in the center, while having a really bombastic and very good start to the battle, they're starting to get walloped right now. These folks down here are, in fact, taking a lot of losses. They do still have pretty good positioning, but their numbers are dwindling down, and the Clone Troopers are firing in at them from multiple different angles, which is resulting in a lot of death for those boys. So I think that these Vaders Fist Stormtroopers here might end up losing this factory, but they are still holding on to this high ground over here and this low ground over here, which is being really, really effective. Some of the First Order troopers who are still behind these walls here, trying to hold out against the Stormtroopers who are now leading an assault towards them. Some of the Stormtroopers are going down, but they are just really, really rocking a lot of these First Order troopers. The First Order, a lot of their troopers are suppressed / not firing at the moment. Only a fraction of their numbers are actually firing into the Stormtroopers that are attacking, and I think it's resulting in a lot of them going down. The First Order overall is not doing too hot in the entirety of this battle. These guys are really screwing the pooch on this one, and they are not managing to, you know, pull through at all for their forces here. Alright, nice little flank right there from that First Order trooper, but he does end up going down, and that's it for those soldiers over there. Let's actually go in slow-mo for a little bit, because now we've got a whole lot of things happening all at once. So these Stormtroopers are pushing this Lost City area over this way. Let's see, we did have First Order Stormtroopers in this factory, and they still remain there. They are still getting assaulted slightly by these Clone Troopers over this way, but the Clone Troopers seem to have settled down a little bit. Maybe the Clone Troopers over here are using a bit of a tactic right now, where they allow the 2 different types of Stormtrooper 501st units to wipe each other out over here, and then they swoop in for the final assault on whoever's left over. That's not a bad strategy in the slightest, and it would be interesting to see if it ends up actually working here. First Order really getting a tight grip put on them by Vaders Fist right here. Lots of them dying out. This is not looking too hot. Let's go back over to this factory area over here. These Stormtroopers are definitely in some trouble. The 501st Clone Trooper Legion is continuing to pressure them from multiple different angles, and I think it's resulting in a lot of these Stormtroopers in this factory area to go down and die. They're putting up a nice little fight here, but it's not really amounting to too much in terms of effectiveness. So right now the clones might be able to win this sector of the battlefield and then flank around the back of these Stormtroopers while they manage to push the last of the First Order over here. Meanwhile, again, this Clone Trooper force over here just laying low for the time being, which is honestly a very respectable strategy right now. You know, it's a very big brain strategy, not smooth brain in the slightest. Either way, let's go back into normal speed after getting a quick recap of what's going on the different areas of the battlefield. Alright, so the First Order getting pretty much wiped out here. I mean, the Stormtroopers are catching them off guard, and most of the First Order, again, are suppressed or not firing. A very small fraction of the First Order army is actually participating in the battle over here, and it's really just not being very effective. You know, they need to use more of their manpower. These troopers right here who just aren't firing, they're just hiding behind this wall, they need to come out and actually start an assault or start a defense. Right now, we've only got a few troopers here who are actually participating. The rest of them, they won't even get a participation trophy, dude, because they haven't even participated at all. What's the glory in that? What are you doing? This is not very first orderly. Oh, by the way, I have no idea where any of the hero units are. Well, never mind. I found Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma is dead on the ground. She did just about as much as she did in all of the other Star Wars movies that were on screen. She did basically nothing. Vader, though. Vader is a curious one. I really don't know where Vader is. He could very well be dead at some point. I'm not sure. Also, Rexy Boy could be dead. Not totally sure on that one either. Either way, the Vaders Fist stormtroopers really piling in on the First Order stormtroopers over here. The last of the 501st First Order Legion is falling to the wayside as the stormtroopers just come in at every angle here. This was really poorly fought, man. This was pathetic showing from the First Order stormtroopers. I expected more from these guys, but they really didn't pull through in the slightest. They do still hold this factory area over here, but you gotta remember that the clone troopers are on the opposite end of that factory, waiting to pounce on whoever ends up winning this battle. So even if the First Order does manage to make a comeback here, they're still going to have to deal with those clone troopers in the back. The stormtroopers, instead of just charging on in, they're doing the smart thing of just grenading, and it's resulting in a lot of the First Order troopers going down without even a fight, without even getting a single stormtrooper kill. It's pretty bad here. This is not looking too well for the old 501st First Order Legion. They really only have this last holdout here in this factory area. They've got the clones waiting in anticipation from this angle, and they've got the stormtroopers coming on in from this angle here. More grenades going out. It is a pitiful time to be a First Order trooper. Pitiful indeed. Alright, let's go in slow-mo and check in on the other areas. So, clone troopers over this way, it looks like they actually made a bit of a mistake over here. A lot of troopers pushed. A lot of troopers pushed inwards on these stormtroopers and ended up dying because they had no cover in the middle here. They needed to continue their overwatch over that way. Meanwhile, over here, these guys, without the continued support of the right, it looks like a lot of them ended up dying too. So the clone troopers over here are actually hurting pretty bad right now because of a lack of, you know, really good tactics going up against these stormtroopers. Yes, they've killed a serious amount of stormtroopers over here, but all in all, it's not going to be worth that much because they ended up making this crucial mistake of pushing out when they really didn't need to. So these stormtroopers probably still will lose the battle against the 501st clone troopers over here, but that being said, it's going to be harder for the clones now moving forward. So if we look at the minimap at the top left, blue right now are the 501st First Order troopers. Very small holdout, really just like 20 or 30 troopers in here. Now we are looking at the clone troopers. The clone troopers hold pockets of resistance right here. They hold a pocket of resistance right here. And they hold a pocket of resistance right here. Not a lot. And then finally, the stormtroopers. They got dudes like all up in here. I'm just squatting a few of them up right now for all sides. I'll do the same for the First Order because I forgot to. Yeah, the stormtroopers right now, the Vaders Fist stormtroopers really do seem to be holding the majority of the battlefield at the moment. I think a big reason for that is the E11 carbine that they're using. Highly effective weapon. Highly effective weapon. Each side got basically the equivalent weapons for their faction. So the stormtroopers got the original E11 carbine. The First Order stormtroopers got the modified E11 carbine, which I think is pretty much worse in the mod. And by the way, each side did get machine gunners and snipers. Here's an example of a machine gunner for the First Order, and there is a sniper. And so the Vaders Fist has the same. And then the clone troopers got a mix of DC-17Ms and DC-15Cs, as well as DLT-19s for their machine guns and Westars for their sniper rifles. So yeah, each side basically got a variety of weapons that were basically equivalent for each other's factions. Oh! I spot a dead Darth Vader! The Darth Daddy has gone down. Now the only hero unit that's really missing on the battlefield right now is in fact Captain Rex. Or Commander Rex, whatever you want to call him. You know, he did technically earn that title, but it was very short-lived. He'll always be Captain Rex in our hearts, I think, you know? Alright, the clone troopers over here, man, being some sad sacks, getting wiped out by just a small little defense here of stormtroopers. The clones are not doing too hot, man. I think, honestly, the stormtroopers played it brilliantly in every position they needed to. I mean, right here, they needed to hunker down and defend as much as possible. Right now, they're leading a bit of an assault, but that's after they managed to wipe out most of the clone troopers that were attacking them. So, you know, this hunker down defense was perfect. Then over here in this warehouse area, they needed to be doing a massive push assault, and that is what they did, and they did it perfectly, wiping out the First Order. The clone troopers and First Order troopers really didn't play the game nearly as well as the stormtroopers. All in all, you know, the weapons do make a tiny bit of a difference, but they're all basically equivalent to each other in terms of power. It really matters in these battles, more or less, you know, how you play the game versus what weapons you use to play the game. And I think the tactics and strategies that the stormtroopers ended up using were just so much better than that of the clone troopers and the First Order. Wow, that was a big grenade right there. First Order, you know, managing to get a few more kills within this warehouse, but that is almost it for them. They have one trooper left alive right here, TZA-252. The last First Order trooper on the map right now. The rest of them got wiped out by stormtroopers. It was a pretty good last stand, and there he goes. He's dead. The First Order is now out of the running. It was a pretty good last stand. A lot of stormtroopers did end up going down. Yellow are dead stormtroopers, and you know, stormtroopers did die throughout the entirety of this little push that they ended up doing. But all in all, it was just not good enough. The First Order did a really bad job of their defense, you know? Alright, either way, now we have the clone troopers over here. They're in a little bit of a defensive stance right now, holding this little gateway area. The stormtroopers really laying it on thick with a lot of troopers coming forward all at once. That's probably how you want to do it at this point, you know? They are taking some serious losses in assaulting the clones. You can see they've taken like 7 or 8 losses right there alone. Oh, and they're also doing a little bit of a flank over here. So they are putting in a pretty good effort to attack the clone troopers over here. But I'm afraid this is just a small amount of clone troopers left alive over here. Actually, not even that many troopers have died. It's just that not a lot attacked over in this area. Most of them were over in the other warehouse area. So it's going to be tough for the clone troopers to really make a comeback here against these stormtroopers. Especially when they're flanking around this way so much and, you know, doing so many good plays right now. The stormtroopers are just killing the game, dude. Big grenade right there. That'll probably take out those two. Yep, it did indeed. Yeah, just a few clone troopers left alive over here. And the stormtroopers are really utilizing those grenades. It is Grenade Fest 2K21, baby. Not good, dude. Not good at all. These grenades are really packing a mean punch on every clone trooper that has to come into contact with them. The stormtroopers are just doing a phenomenal job. Like, I know I'm praising them a whole awful lot, but they deserve the praise. They are being some impressive units right now. Impressive, impressive, impressive. Alright. Just a few more here. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the end of the clones. They did get a few more kills before going down and out. But it just isn't enough. Yeah. These poor clone saps here. Oh, that was a sucker punch. That was a sucker punch. The grenade disrupting that guy, getting him shot. He's dead. Oh, there is one clone trooper left alive out here. Trying to hold out. It's a little awkward to get the right angle on that building. Ugh. Oh no, he's getting grenaded. He got a grenade off too, though. Ducking out of the way. He gets gunned down. Grenade didn't do anything. Sad. Well, the final pocket of resistance for the clone troopers is in fact over this way. The stormtroopers have done a full-on assault of these guys, and a lot of stormtroopers actually ended up going down. This is a very small amount of stormtroopers left alive over here, so the clones have a pretty good opportunity to maybe get a few more kills before dying, but I think it is going to go to Vaders Fist as a victory here. I think Vaders Fist just played this game so well, and, you know, clone troopers come in a close second. What is this guy doing? What you doing? Weird. Yeah, clone troopers came in a close second. There's only 2 left alive right here. They're gonna go down with a bang, though. They're gonna try their hardest. There's a nice little cheeky grenade. He's going for a second one. Oh, but then he gets gunned down right there. Let's see, does the grenade get a kill? No, no kill from the grenade. The stormtroopers of Vaders Fist do manage to win, and by a pretty good margin here. This was a brutal battle, man. So over here, losses highlighted in yellow are the 501st First Order troopers. They did horribly. They were terrible. The 501st First Order was so bad. Really, really bad showing. Now what we're showing is the Stormtroopers 501st. As you can see, they did take losses throughout the battle, but it was just like a real trickling of losses. A real trickling of losses, and they ended up winning with probably about 50 troopers left, so 2 squads. So not terrible at all, but they did take losses. You know, to be fair, they did take some losses. Now we are showing the clone troopers. Clone troopers made some mistakes. In the very beginning, they got caught out in the middle here and got wiped out. 2 whole squads worth going down immediately. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. Then the second mistake they made was push here when they didn't have to. They should have stayed in a defensive stance and wiped these guys out. That would have been the play. Finally, over here, I think they should have committed during Stormtroopers' assault on the First Order here. If they had committed at that point instead of laying low, then they would have been caught in the fray and managed to get a lot more kills, but instead they all went down in a defense after the fact when the Stormtroopers already took the high ground over here. That being said, I would say the Clone Troopers did a great job during this battle, and if things had changed a little bit, they might have won, but the First Order, man, they did nothing good. They just got wiped out. It was pretty bad. Don't even know where Captain Rex ended up dying in the battlefield. We know where the other 2 hero units went down, but Captain Rex is still an enigma at this point. I don't know. If you guys spotted him at any time during the battle, let me know in the comment section below. Either way, guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to comment down below if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you have not already. Trying to hit 400K by the end of the year. Starting off early with the goal this year. Right away, baby. And comment down below what you thought of the battle. Like the video. All that, because I just... everything. Spazatron. Going spaz. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.